So on the one hand, you have this thought experiment, and you have to, respond to the thought experiment. Okay, so most people, when they're given this thought experiment, it's depressing. It seems like there's no meaning and purpose to life if you know what's going to happen and you have to live it over and over again and you can't change it. Okay, and so that's what he's really going for. He's going for, like, you know, you're going to read this thought experiment and then you're probably going to have this response to it. But instead of giving up at that point, right, which a lot of people want to do, they're like, wow, this seems very depressing. He's like, he asks us, why do we feel that way? Why do we have a negative sort of appreciation of this instead of a more positive appreciation? So we're meant to explore that sort of negative, aspect here, right? And so we explore the negative aspect, and by exploring it, hopefully we can start to get to the more positive aspect which he is pointing to. So the positive aspect is the overman aspect, the person who's able to overcome this parable of historical consciousness, or this prison of historical consciousness, right? So basically, he's saying we can overcome this, right? How can we overcome it, right? It's basically, instead of looking at the world as truth, as absolute essence, as, an end answer, right? Um, as having one meaning and one purpose, one destiny, right? Which Nietzsche claims is what Western civilization pushes on us, right? What he's saying here is that we have, as human beings, we are creative, interpretive, playful human beings. We are generative as a species. And so we can always come up with another interpretation. And in coming up with another interpretation, we can read the world in front of us, even if it's the same exact thing happening again and again. Nietzsche claims that as human beings, we have the ability to see things in different light, in a different interpretation. And when we see things in a different interpretation, we can have different judgments and different values of them. And hence, we can overcome what seems to be unovercomable: death, love, tragedy. We can overcome moments like this, and that's where the Overman comes in. Whether we can do it or not is another thing, but Nietzsche thinks we can.